So the random things you never think that you would ever have to deal with when looking after someone with dementia. And for me and my mum at the moment, looking after my granddad, it's a mouse. Um, so to kind of like give some context to this with dementia, they're very impressionable and can hyperfixate, like with neurodivergency. It's like that on steroids. So for him, the impressionability would come from the fact that we have wildlife beyond the garden fence. We have pheasants come in the garden, squirrels, lots of different birds, and yes, a mouse. It's good though. We only see it scurrying about, getting a bit of bird food, and then scurrying back through the fence to its home. But the other weekend, we had kind of randomly, oh yes, and I woke up and I couldn't get back to sleep again because a mouse scurried across me in the night. And we're like, oh, okay. Don't make a big deal out of it. Just, oh, okay. We'll deal with that, or, thinking he'll just forget about it, and, we'll go on because we know there isn't a mouse in the house. So we do. We have a week with no mouse, but then this week we've had lots of woke up because of the mouse. So the other morning I completely changed his bedding and kind of took his mattress off and lifted his bed up and showed him there's no mouse poo, there's no mouse. And great, we move on. We think anyway. Me and my mum think we're moving on. We're not. So again this morning, the mouse came and scurried across him. It seems to be like in this direction, scurries across him in the night, and so we're like, oh, okay. So you kind of like, okay, we don't know how to deal with this really. How are we going to convince him that there isn't a mouse? So I'm just going about my day, and suddenly comes into my head there's a little black cat that likes to come in the garden. So we were going to tell him that we saw the little black cat eat the mouse. We saw it catch the mouse, and it scurried off over the fence with it. The mouse is gone. Bye. But we can't do that now because he then comes up to me this evening and is like that he's got an armchair in his bedroom, so when he gets up in the middle of the night and he wants to read, he can just sit in there. He's just had the armchair and tried to look underneath it and all of that, pulled all the cushions off it, and I'm like, you don't have the physical strength for this, what are you doing? So I've just had to go downstairs and rip his bedroom apart, showing him everything, open all the drawers, pull everything out, put it all back in, pull everything out of his wardrobe, show him, and then explain to him, no, it's not hidden in those things because you would see, because they'd be all shredded and there'd be mouse poo everywhere. So we kind of have that. Okay, I understand that. Slightly. So we go over the windows. It can't get in the windows. We go over the door. It can't get through the door. He's come to that conclusion, happily. We're not going into the intricacies of knowing that a mouse can get through the tiniest hole. We know this, but he's happy with that. And I'm like, it wouldn't come in here anyway, it'd go in the kitchen. And logically, he kind of accepted that, and we know that. But there's also this part of this dementia part that's like, but this mouse is in this room somewhere, and I will find it, and possibly it is, Star Trek teleporting into the bedroom in the night and obviously teleporting back out again because he's still determined that little Mickey Mouse is running around in his bedroom somewhere. So send help, because I don't know any other way of dealing with this now. And, you know, it's one of those things of like the things you never thought you'd have to be dealing with, you know, cooking his meals, you know, making sure everything else is fine. Knew we were dealing with that, but imaginary mice waking him up in the middle of the night is a new one. And don't know what's going to go on from, you know, is Mickey going to visit him again tonight? I hope not.